Harry's self-destruction? How these kamikaze missions will doom their credibility forever. In the realm of relationships, a partner's pivotal role often lies in the delicate art of intervention, be it through a whispered plea, a penetrating gaze, a subtle jab in the ribs, or a brutally honest heart-to-heart conversation, all imploring one to halt their self-inflicted downfall. Since the dawn of this year, Prince Harry has seemingly embarked upon a path of self-destruction, leaving behind a trail of shattered familial bonds and severed friendships from his pre-Meghan days. It appears that the only beacon of hope in his tumultuous existence rests with his beloved wife. Alas, the Duchess of Sussex, apart from a regrettable joint statement regarding a supposed near-catastrophic car chase in New York, has chosen to entirely withdraw from her husband's public affairs. Her absence has left Harry's missteps unchecked, and the consequences of his kamikaze mission are rapidly spiraling out of control, obliterating the meager remnants of the Sussex's credibility. The fallout from his ill-advised memoir, aptly titled Spare, continues to mount with unrelenting force. From being condemned for breaching the sanctity of private conversations with the late Queen to facing potential ramifications on his American citizenship due to revelations of extensive drug use, Harry finds himself entangled in a web of his own making. The indignity of his recent court appearance, wherein he confessed under oath to possessing no evidence of phone hacking by Mirror Group newspapers, further undermines his credibility. It is worth noting that Harry sought to etch his name into history by being the first senior royal to testify in 130 years, all in the name of an unsubstantiated claim. Tragically, this downfall was as predictable as the setting sun. What was sorely needed in these dire times was the intervention of the woman who professes to prioritize Harry's well-being above all else. Meghan could have said, her voice brimming with conviction. None of this is worth the toll it exacts upon our lives. You lack the irrefutable evidence required to prevail in court. You appear foolish, and our business interests suffer as a result, jeopardizing the idyllic Californian paradise we once envisioned. Instead, Meghan chose to leave Harry in the clutches of a ghostwriter who effortlessly dismantled every remaining familial tie and the hacked-off cabal, a zealous cohort consisting of the wealthy, powerful, and reformed phone hackers desperate for attention, who, for the past decade, have fervently sought to dismantle the British press. As warned by the insightful King Charles himself, the consequences of their actions have culminated in what can only be described as a self-inflicted suicide mission for credibility. During his cringe-worthy two-day appearance in the witness box, the ever-dim Duke was confronted with a harsh reality. To his dismay, he discovered that the majority of articles he was adamant were products of phone hacking had long been circulating in the public domain. The victimhood narrative that Harry clings to, believing it to be his armor against tough questions, proved feeble when confronted with the unyielding scrutiny of the Mirror's razor-sharp legal representative, K.C. Andrew Green. While the loss of his mother on the world stage undoubtedly left scars, we, the weary observers, have grown tired of his ceaseless complaints about a life adorned with unimaginable privileges. Born into opulence, Harry's perpetual moaning about his plight has lost its luster. Picking the most ludicrous moment from Harry's testimony is a daunting task, but one particular claim stands out. According to the prince, his transformation into a drug-addled playboy was a direct consequence of media coverage. In his feeble attempt to rationalize his choices, he whinged, "I felt compelled to live up to the headlines and stereotypes they wished to impose on me, simply because if they were spreading this nonsense and people were buying into it, I might as well do the crime." It's difficult to believe that even his most devoted woke allies would swallow such absurdity. Frankly, the mere inclusion of such a statement in his witness testimony underscores the woeful lack of competent advisors in Harry's corner. One cannot help but wonder if Meghan, with her strategic mind, views Harry's downfall as an opportunity to seize the reins of their relationship. Could this explain his solo descent into chaos throughout the year? A responsible partner would have engaged in a candid conversation with him, shedding light on the reality of media dynamics rather than indulging in his extreme and, at times, understandable paranoia. In this spiraling credibility crisis, Prince Harry and Meghan find themselves precariously perched on the edge of absurdity. Their ill-conceived actions and questionable choices have painted a portrait of a couple adrift in a sea of delusion, alienating themselves from public sympathy and leaving us pondering the fate of their once promising future. It's worth noting that much like Harry's late mother Diana, Meghan was no stranger to manipulating journalists and photographers to enhance her public image before entering the royal family. She frequently met with showbiz columnists, urging them to publish stories about her private life, and conveniently arranged paparazzi to capture her every move at carefully selected locations. The hypocrisy is palpable. However, it's not just Meghan who bears the burden of blame. Harry himself should shoulder the responsibility of safeguarding his marriage, which has been subjected to mounting strain in recent months. Instead of incessantly fixating on a long-gone romance, it would be wise for him to shift his focus to the present. His former flame, Chelsea Davy, has moved on and crafted a fulfilling life away from the prying eyes of the public. She enjoys marital bliss, cherishes her beautiful child, and thrives in her successful businesses. But for Harry, the one who got away, Chelsea will forever remain the love of his life. In his delusion of leading a faultless existence, he refuses to acknowledge his own immature conduct, including frequent visits to strip clubs, as the catalyst for their breakup. Instead, he pins the blame on media scrutiny endured by Chelsea. This becomes apparent as Chelsea's name surfaces a staggering 118 times in his witness statement, while Meghan garners a mere 5 mentions. Harry would argue that this disparity arises from the timing of the Mirror's alleged misdeeds, which occurred during his relationship with Chelsea rather than Meghan. But here lies the crux of the matter. Why dwell on ancient history? Harry's incessant desire to rewrite the past and rectify perceived injustices that may not have existed in the first place could contribute to Meghan's reluctance to intervene. Nevertheless, intervention is desperately needed. Harry's self-pity and discontent have consumed him, entangling him in a directionless battle that benefits no one, least of all himself. Meghan may view his crusade against a free press as a means to bolster her political aspirations and keep him occupied. However, the repercussions may prove far more ruinous for Harry's personal well-being and their marital harmony. Let's not overlook the precarious position this puts King Charles and Prince William in. The pressure on them continues to mount, with Prince William increasingly urging his father to take a firmer stance against Harry, perhaps even considering the revocation of his formal titles. For the sake of Harry's overall health and happiness, it is incumbent upon Meghan to stage an intervention, guiding her husband towards redirecting his energies into a positive and purposeful cause. Only time will tell if Meghan can muster the strength and wisdom to break through Harry's self-inflicted turmoil and steer him towards a brighter future. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video entertaining, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more royal staffs in the future. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to seeing you all at the next one.